people overcome anhedonia and depression and symptoms of low dopamine. So if we don't have energy, dopamine, drive and motivation, this is all the same thing basically, and our dopamine actually is something we need to moderate every day. People think that, oh, some people have energy and some people just don't have energy. Well, what's actually happening is people who seem to have energy, drive and motivation, they are just using what they already have and what we were born with, and they're actually enhancing it every day. So what we need to do is find the dopamine we have every single morning, and we need to build upon it. So dopamine is a reward system, and it's also our nervous system. So what we can do every morning is deliberately do really hard and challenging things that we don't want to do, ironically, and then we need to reward this. And what this does is build upon our dopamine and our GABA and minimize our glutamate, and then we can build upon this and do the next thing. So all people have pretty much grown up with structure, maybe schooling, maybe they had to do things to get results. And dopamine is what we want, and then GABA is our reward when we get there. So if we were a small child and we want the ball on the other side of the room, we know that we need to first put in effort to go across the room, and then we can get the ball, and the ball is our reward. So everything works on effort and then reward, and then rest, and then start again. So when we are rewarded, we can start again. Now, people with depression and anhedonia, it seems like they have no dopamine, but what we need to do is a jump start. So in the morning, we need to do many difficult and challenging things, and then we need to reward them. And our rewards are things that we want or like. Now, it may not feel like we want or like anything, because that is what low dopamine feels like. But we know what our vices used to be, whether they were sugar or coffee or use of a screen, things like that. Those things should only be saved as a reward after we do the hard things, which is a dopamine detox. So for me, I do a deliberately hard workout. Now, for people with fatigue, this might be just something very mild, but that's hard for them, but not extreme. So it needs to be hard for you, but not extreme. And then, if possible, do another one. So maybe a cold shower, something we don't want to do, like a chore, and we need to reward every single step. Okay, so reward boosts dopamine. So to jumpstart, we do hard and difficult things, and then we reward it with high dopamine things. And then we repeat, and this is how we get dopamine back on track.